right, welcome back to class. Let's go ahead and do the chapter 7 and 8 perpetual inventory number 2 exercise to review for the exam. Okay? So once again, here we're just going to do one big problem here. But this time we're doing June dates. So it says right here, number 1, your inventory method is perpetual and that it is LIFO. Assume that sales tax is 8.25%. So once again, we have a chart of accounts, right? And we're going to do our inventory worksheet and also practice journalizing. So, right, I gave you enough journal space to help you record those transactions. So, starting with the first one, June 3rd, we purchased 1,000 black mugs at $3.65 each, with the freight costing $100 on an account from Cuppies Co. Terms are 5% 15, net 30. Okay, so we purchased 1,000 black mugs at $3.65 each. Okay, so once again, this is perpetual inventory. So where do all things go when we purchase inventory? Straight into inventory. So right here, inventory is going to be mugs, 150, and then we place it on an account. So accounts payable, 201. Okay. So it is June 3rd. We got some mugs. And we got to place it on accounts payable. Okay. Now here we purchased from Cuppies Co. So Cuppies Co. purchased 1,000 mugs at $3.65 each. Okay. With a freight of 100. Okay. On an account which we get a 5% if we pay within 15 days. If not, it is due in 30. Okay. So let's double check if that is correct here. All right, we purchased 1,000 mugs at $3.65 each. Freight was 100. Cuppies Co. Terms 5% 15, net 30. Okay. Good. So let's go ahead and do our calculation. Now, it's up to you if you want to do your calculations here or if you want to do your calculations in the worksheet, whichever works best for you. Right? In this case, this is we'd be able to do it right here. Right? 1,000 times $3.65 each plus $100 gives me $3,750. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and plug it into my inventory worksheet. Today is June 3rd. Skip over this section here. We purchased 1,000 units at $3.65 each with a freight of 100. So that's going to be right, quantity times unit price will give you 3,650 plus 100 will give you 3,750, and we know for a fact that this is not moving average, but we're doing LIFO, right? Okay, so we're doing LIFO. So therefore, we need to calculate our cost per item. So in this case, my cost per item is going to be $3.75 each, and I'm going to go ahead and put my running balance in here. 1,000 units at $3.75 each will give me a total of $3,750. Okay. You can even create your running balance down below here if you want to. Right now we currently have 1,000 units total, $3,750. Okay. Okay, so that was our very first one there. So next, on June 5th, you end up returning 50 broken mugs for a full refund. 50 broken mugs for a full refund. 50 broken mugs for a full refund. So, taking a look at my chart of accounts, if I'm getting a refund, right? Since I put everything and placed everything into inventory, that means I must take out those 50 mugs out of my inventory. And then, because I never paid for my mugs, I'm going to reduce my accounts payable. Okay? So here, right, accounts payable and mugs. Now, how many mugs am I returning? Returning 50 broken mugs. Okay? And right now they're currently priced at $3.65 each. And then we're going to do a full refund. Okay? So in this case, 365 times 50 should give you $182.50 refund. Okay? And now let's go ahead and plug that into my inventory worksheet. So how do I plug in this? Okay? So today is June 5th, right? This was a purchase that we are refunding. You're refunding 50 units at $3.65. So therefore, right, you can't return freight. So your total here is going to be that $182.50. And what I'm going to do here is I have to subtract that out from here. So 1,000 minus 50 will give me 950. And then I need to subtract this one too. 3,750 subtract 182.50 is going to give me $3,567.50. Okay? Let me double check that. 3,750 minus 182.50 will give me 3,567.50. So then 3,567 750 divided by 950. Should give me a cost per item of this. And you can expand this to see how many digits you have here. Okay, so in this case, it is now converted to 3.75526. So in this case, I just typed in the numbers 300, 305, $3,567.50 and divided by 950, right? Once I have this cost per item, then I went back and re-edit this formula to equal quantity times cost per item to get you $3,567.50. Okay. All right. So there we go. We journalize that we return the product. Okay, so let's see what's next. Okay. That very same day, you end up selling 100 mugs at $10 each for cash. Okay. So let's see. We got to record the sales. In this case, I received cash as well. Okay. So I received cash. I sold. And I said that you're going to have to charge sales tax at 8.25%. So there you go. You got cash, 102. Sales tax, 230. Sales itself is 401. We received cash. We had sales. And we charged sales tax. Okay. All right, and that was account 102, 401, and 230. So let's see. If I sold a total of 100 mugs at $10 each for cash, okay, 100 mugs at $10 each, right? So 100 at $10 each will give you 1,000, right? Tax is going to be 8.25%, which will give you $82.50. So you should be receiving $1,082.50. Okay? Now, because we sold 100 mugs, we also need to calculate my cost of goods sold because this is perpetual inventory. We need to update my inventory immediately, right? So in this case, I'm needing to have a cost of goods sold. And where is that going to come out from? From my mugs account, right? Because I'm going to go from 950 to 100. Or minus 100, right? Because I sold 100. So there you go. Sold 100 mugs at $10 each for cash. Okay. Okay. Chart of accounts. Cost of goods sold is 501. And of course, your mugs is 150. Okay, now we need to calculate my cost of goods sold. So in this case, I have to go to my inventory worksheet to solve for my cost of goods sold. So today is June 5th. We sold 100 units at what cost per item? 3.75523. So that should give you a grand total of $375.53. Okay. So there, if you want to do your calculations here, it's up to you, but I can just go ahead and subtract that. Okay. Right? So what is 950 minus 100? You should get times the 3.755263 should give you $3,191.97. Good. Okay. All right. So here we sold $375.53 worth of inventory. 375.93 or 53. Okay. All right. So let's see what happened next. On June 10, you end up selling 250 mugs at $10 each to customer A on an account, and you gave customer A terms of 10%, 15 net 30. Okay? So here, you sold 250 mugs, and then to customer A on an account, terms 10%, 15 net 30. So in this case, right, we sold on an account, so you need to recognize the sales first before you update the inventory. So here, since we sold it on an account receivable 103. Okay? And it was June 10, account receivable. We sold, and we charge sales tax. Okay? So in this case, let's just double confirm that we sold 250 mugs at $10 each to customer A on an account. Terms was 10%, 15 net 30. Okay? Okay? So since we sold 250 mugs at $10 each, we sold a grand total of 2,500, and we charged tax of $206.25. So therefore, customer A owes me $2,706.25. Now you can wait till you do your update on your inventory. So in this case, same thing. You sold and got rid of your inventory. So therefore, you're going to be needing the cost of goods sold. Okay, but this time we end up selling 250 mugs to customer A and gave a 10%, 15 net 30. Okay. So now we need to figure out how much my cost of goods sold is by going to my inventory worksheet. Today is June 10. We sold 250 units at my price right now. Since I only have one batch of inventory, right? It's going to be at 3.755263. So that's going to give me $938.82. 82 cents. Okay? So, once again, what's 850 minus 250? right? We should be left with 600 units. And then now it says that we're at this right here. Now in this case, this actually is not true. It should be a 5, not a 6. So let's see, let's expand that out. Okay, so it's 5. It is 2253158. Okay. If you did your math on the side, right? So let's undo that. So what was it? 850. That's why it's very important, because you have that half penny right here, right? That half penny causes to round up on both ends. So if you actually did your math here, right? You would have had $3,191.97, right? And if you take that 319197 and you subtract out the cost of goods sold of 938.82, you should have that 15 cents. Okay? So in this case, right, you could just go ahead and just have it on the side to make sure that you know it is that 5 cents. Okay, so 850 minus 250 should give you 1, so it gives you 2253.15. It says 0.8, but that's okay. We'll exclude that little 8 right there, but as long as we know it's 15, because we have a split penny going on, so we have to be very careful with that. Okay. So now I got $938.82. $938.82. Okay. Okay. Now it's up to you what you want to do for your inventory worksheet in this case, because you want to keep in mind that you have that split penny going on. In this case, that's why I kept it on the side, to just make sure that I know that it's supposed to be 0.15, not 0.15 or 0.16 if you display your numbers as 2 decimal places. But in this case, I just do this so then it makes it easier, because this is going to be constant since we're using LIFO, right? And in this case, the only thing I'm doing here is I'm constantly changing my quantity, which will change my total cost. Now, if you want to, you can override the total cost. You just have to manually calculate that out. So that's another thing that you could either do, or you could choose to ignore and keep the formula in there, or you would have to just manually calculate that out. Now, is it optional to do it to every single one of them? Maybe, maybe not, but this is just because you have that split penny going on. It's 755, right? And that can tell you to round up on the cost of goods sold and the inventory on hand. So that's where this is the situation where that had happened. So I need to make sure that I keep in track of that inventory and make sure that that's 15 cents, right? Because you're always going to round up for your cost of goods sold. Okay. So after I sold to my customer A here on June 12th, I ended up purchasing 500 mugs at $3.75 each with a freight of 50. Okay. On an account from Cuppy's Co. Terms is 5%, 15, net 30. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. June 12th, we're going to do another purchase of 500 mugs. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I could just copy this section right here, because that's exactly what we're going to be doing, right? We're going to be debiting our mugs. We're going to be crediting our accounts payable on June 12th. This time we purchased 500 mugs at $3.75 each with the freight of $50. The terms are the same, so let's double confirm that right there. So 500 at $3.75 with the freight of $50. Okay. So again, if you want to work this out on your inventory worksheet, you can. But that should give you $1,925. So again, if I work that out on my inventory worksheet, okay, so today is June 12th. We purchased another 500 units at $3.75 with the freight of $50. Right, that should give you $18.75 plus 50 will give you $19.25. And we need to solve for our cost per item to be $3.85. Okay. And we could carry that into my inventory worksheet because I now have 500 units at $3.85 to get me my grand total of okay, 1,920 units. Or $20, $25. Okay? All right. So then, let's see what happened next. That very same day, you end up refunding 100 of those mugs because they were the wrong size. Okay? They sent out large 16-ounce cups from Cuppies Co. And then Cuppies Co. offered you 25% discount and you accept. So in this case, right, they sent you the wrong merchandise. Okay? They convinced you to keep the cup otherwise, right? And said there's nothing wrong with the inventory. You are able to sell it, but however, I'm going to go ahead and give you a 25% discount because we're sorry for making that mistake. So now I need to adjust my inventory accordingly, right? So in this case, I need to record that I'm going to have a allowance, right? It's still going to come out of my mugs because remember, when I put in my mugs when I put the whole entire mugs, all 500 of them were in there at full price. Okay? So that's why I'm going to go ahead and put allowance for 100 mugs at $3.75 each for 25% discount. Okay? So let's go ahead and calculate that because I don't know how to calculate that, right? So let's go ahead and go into my inventory worksheet. Today's the 12th. This affects my purchases, but it doesn't affect my quantity, right? Because I'm keeping the items. So in this case, what I'm going to do here is it's going to be negative 100 times 375, okay, times 25% is going to give me $93.75 discount, okay? So again, if you manually calculate that, right? 100 times 375 will give you 375, right? And then 375 times 25% will give you $93.75. But I have to make it negative to show that, you know, I'm taking the discount, right? Okay, for $93.75. So your quantity is going to change, but your total cost will change, right? Right now it's currently at $9.25 or $19.25. Okay, $19.25 minus $93.75 will give you $18.3125. So that's what you're going to do. $18.3125 times 500, or sorry, divided by, right, because we're finding our new cost per item here, is going to be 36625. And again, if you recalculate calculations, you should get 1831.25. And you want to make a note here, right, that 100 of them is going to be the large cups, right? So that's exactly what I'm going to do here. Is I'm going to put 100 are going to be large. Okay. Okay. So I got an allowance for $93.75. Okay. So then let's see what happened next. On the 16th of June, you end up selling 600 mugs for $100 each. Okay? To customer B on an account. Terms are 10%, 10 net 30. So you sold 600 mugs to customer B on an account. Okay? As of June 16. Okay? So once again, you need to calculate the sales first. So you have an account receivable. And then you're going to update your inventory accordingly. Okay, so in this case, I only have space for I have space for the accounts receivable, right? You want to utilize as much space as you can in your journal, but you don't want to you don't want to leave too much space either. So this is June 16. June 16. Okay. And we sold 600 units. It's up to you if you want to put your terms here. 10%, 15, net 30. Okay, and you also want to adjust this one too. Okay. So first off, we sold 600 units at $10 each, right? We sold 600 mugs, $10 each, and of course, sales tax. Okay, so let's figure that out. We sold 600 mugs at $10 each, so that's $6,000. Okay. How much tax was charged? $495. So therefore, customer B owes me $6,495. Okay. Now we need to calculate our cost of goods sold. So let's take a look. Okay. Today's the 16th. We need to sell 600 mugs. Now let's take a look at my inventory. I know for a fact that I have 400 from my last batch of inventory, right? Because 100 of them are the large mugs. And then here, I need to also take out from the 600 because that is what I have left in my inventory, right? Now, because we're using the rules of LIFO, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my last batch, which I know I only have 400, right? Because 100 of them are the large cups. And then, how many more do I need to get to 600? I need to take 200 out, okay? To get me my grand total of the 600 units that I sold. Okay? So in this case, my 400 add the 36625, okay, is going to give me 1465 even, okay? So if I were to go ahead and subtract out those 400 units, right? I'm at 1831.25. Should give me $366.25. That should be correct. Okay. Then I need to solve for selling 200 units at my $3.75755, right? And that should give you a total of $751.05. So if I add these up together, I get $2,216.05. Right, and now I need to update my inventory because I just sold another 200 units. So what is 600 minus 200? Should have 400 left. And right here should tell me that I should have 10 cents left, which should be true, right? Because if I had 2253.15 and I just sold 751.05, I should have 1502.10, which is true, but right now it's telling me that I have 10 and a half cents. So we need to make sure that says 10, not 10 and a half. Right? So that is what we have left on inventory on hand. Okay. So there you go. We did our calculations here to sell the total of 600 units. It cost me $2,216.15. So it's up to you. You can cell reference, Okay, so if I needed to and I can't remember that number, I can simply just cell reference right here. Okay, so I got the 221605 as my total cost of goods sold. Okay, and I've already updated my inventory. So then let's see what happened on June 18. Customer B returns 100 mugs for a full refund. Customer B decides to return 100 mugs for a full refund. Okay? For a full refund. So, in this case, the customer, how would you give back the customer the money? In this case, they placed it on an account. All right? Now we need to give them back sales tax. Yes, and this is going to be a sales returns and allowances. So account number 406, right? So in this case, it is the 18. You're going to have a sales returns and allowances. You're going to have sales tax payable because you charge them tax on the mugs. And because the customer never paid, we're going to reduce the account receivable. Okay? And we said customer B returns 100 mugs, full refund. Okay? So in this case, we charge the mugs at $10 each. So 100 times 10 will give you $1,000. How much tax is going to be charged on that $1,000 is going to be $82.50. So you're going to reduce account for customer B's account by $1,082.50. Okay? Now, because we issued them a full refund and they actually gave us back the product, we also need to put the mugs back into my inventory. Okay? So therefore, I'm going to have mugs, and I'm going to reverse the cost of goods sold because we have to remember that we have to pretend as if we never sold it in the first place. So therefore, we need to figure out, and I'm going to go ahead and put customer B returns 100 mugs. We need to figure out what that calculation is. So here. Now, because we're using the rules of LIFO, right? Since we got rid of our second batch, right? The 100 here that's remaining is because that's the large cups, right? But if we actually take a look, if we actually purchase them, right? And they came in boxes, right? 2 boxes. Okay? Box 1 was the first purchase that we purchased, and box 2 was the second batch that we purchased, right? I had to remove 100 of those mugs because they were a different size. I can't sell those unless I sold them, right? Specifically. Now in this case, that means I got rid of my second box. So which one is going to be left over remaining, right? We should have our first batch remaining. So that's exactly how you're going to calculate this as well, is that you're going to reverse the last thing that you have in your inventory, which in this case is going to be your first batch of inventory. So today's the 18. We're going to reverse 100 of them at $3.75528. And that should give you a total refund, or in this case, you're going to put back $375.53 back into your inventory. Okay? So therefore, you don't have 400, right? You're going to add back 100 to the first batch of inventory to bring your value up to $1,877.63, which is true, right? Because if you started out with $1,502.10 and you need to add back that $375.53, that's going to give you $1,877.63. So in this case, now it is back to even out with the rounding. Okay. So that means I returned $375.53 worth of inventory. Okay. Okay. All right. So that also that very same day, you end up selling 200 mugs for $10 each for cash. Okay, 200 mugs, $10 each for cash. Okay. So once again, this is a cash sale. So you got cash. You got sales and sales tax, and you got to update your inventory. So I copied and pasted that on June 18. So again, this time you sold, on June 18, you sold 200 mugs. Okay, 200 mugs. So your total sales is 200 times 10, which will give you $2,000. The amount of tax you charged is going to be $165. So therefore, you should receive $165. $2,165. Okay. Then we need to calculate our total cost of goods sold now to sell those 200 units. So it's the 18. We sold 200 units. Since I only have technically one batch of inventory left, right? It's going to cost me at $3.75526. So that's going to equal. Oh, wait. Yeah, we're supposed to add that back. Oh, we're supposed to add that back. So it's supposed to be negative 100. Okay. And then, right, it's going to cost you $751.05. Okay, to sell 200 units. So we have 500 minus 200 will give you 300 units, and it should give you okay, so let me see, 1877.63 minus 75105 should give you, yeah, it should give you 58. So that should be true. right? That should round up to 58. Okay? All right. So therefore, it costs you $751.05 to sell 200 units. Okay? All right. And I'm going to stop here for a break. And then when we come back, we'll finish up the rest of the problem here.